Today's 722nd day that I'm here to challenge us to learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about survival mode. Survival mode is very important to understand it because a lot of times people believe they don't have a vision, they don't have a future, they don't have dreams, and they don't have any aspirations for the future at all. And no ambitions. And people a lot of times write off other people because they believe that they are just average people who do not have any dreams and aspirations for themselves. But that is totally wrong. A lot of times they do not have dreams and aspirations and a vision for themselves only because they live in a survival mode. But when they able to get out of survival mode, they start to believe, start to see the future in different light, and they start to strive for bigger things, for the big and huge vision. So today we'll share 8 things like what really survival mode does and why it's so hard to really think about vision while you're in a survival mode. And there's a huge difference. I'd love to really visualize like survival mode and how it does and why we're not able to pursue the vision or dreams while you're in a survival mode. So I love to imagine you like a waterline and a lot of times people are going down and down and deep in the water and getting deeper and deeper and deeper in water. So that means if you are very low below the water, what do you be thinking? What do you think all the time? You're thinking how you're able to get to the water as soon as possible. You don't think about how to get to some future, even though there's something below the water. Deep below the water, you're able to see the island, a beautiful dream very far away. You'll not go diagonal to the dream. What you go? Do you go directly vertical to get to water as soon as possible? So when you get to the top and you're able to breathe just a little bit, now you're able to make that trip to the island, to the dream, to the vision. So that means you're not able to go diagonal to that dream while you're underwater because you don't have enough air. What the only thing that you have for is to go up until you get some breath. And a lot of times people go back down and they are not able to pursue their vision. So let's get understanding 8 things that I will share to understand why it's so hard to pursue vision, why it's so hard to think about dreams and aspirations while you are in survival mode. The first thing is that immediate focus. Immediate focus. So people who live in survival mode, they are thinking about immediate things. Where I will eat, where I will sleep, where I will bath, where I will do all the things that are immediate. And while you're thinking about those immediate focus, you're not able to focus on the vision. So a lot of times ask, are you able to not think about where you eat, how you eat, like main things that you need to do every single day? When those things are taken care of, immediate focus things, then you are able to start focusing on other things. Number 2 is stress and anxiety. A lot of times people who live in survival mode has a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and that takes away the clarity and being able to really think about future. Because stress and anxiety takes away a lot of capacity to think. Think about the future, think about how to solve your current problems. So stress and anxiety is one of the main things why people not have a clarity to move and think about vision itself. Number 3 is unlimited resources. A lot of times people who are in survival mode, they have limited resources. That could be time, that could be money, that could be energy, a lot of different things that people do not have in survival mode. And those things are slowing them down to really get out of those survival mode, that they could have more resources and start thinking how they could pursue that bigger vision. So the first step is really getting those more resources rather than thinking about future. Number 4 is uncertainty. Uncertainty. That means that because you're uncertain about a lot of things, where you will sleep in a month, where you will get food, where you will work, and multiple things that could be uncertain about your health, about the relationships, about work. It could be multiple things because of that uncertainty. And you constantly think about all the possibilities and uncertainties. You're not able to think about future as well. So survival mode, though that uncertainty doesn't allow to create clarity necessary to think about what will be future because you don't have the foundation of what you want to build on. Number 5 is coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms. During survival mode, people have short-term coping mechanisms. People who are not in survival mode, who are striving, they have long-term coping mechanisms. So that means that survival mode people have a short-term. That means could be eating sweets, eating something sugary, maybe alcohol, maybe taking breath. Something that really is very, very short term, and then it helps for a moment, but it doesn't truly helps in the long term. Like how could help eating sugar help in long term coping mechanisms? No, it will not help for sure. In the long run, of course, people are able to have therapy, they're able to have some things that really elevates routines, lifestyle build in place, that you're able to have that emotional stability, mental stability always in place. Number 6 is lacking of role models. A lot of times people who are in survival mode is part of it is that they don't have guidance, they don't have mentorship, they don't have a role model who could teach different ways of living, that they could get out of that survival mode. Because people who have role models, mentors, going to that survival mode is much, much less, because they know exactly what steps to take and what steps not to take. So role models is very important, because people who are in survival mode most time do not have the right guidance, or maybe people who have the mentor, but they don't take advices from a mentor. They don't the guidance necessary to get out of that. Number 7 is tunnel vision. Most of the people who are in survival mode, they have a very, very short or very, very narrow mind. They have that problem in mind, the uncertainty in mind. They have the all the things that they dealing with as a big, big thing. A lot of times, the thing that people who are in survival mode, what they need to do, they need to able to step back, and really be able to see their situation from bird view. Because when you're able to see the bird view, perspective changes. They see that the problem is not as big as expected, and because that problem is not as big as expected, you as a person, we are becoming much, much bigger, and we able to solve that problem, and it's not that daunting. It's very, very important to understand that when we are very narrow, it's very hard to solve problems. When we're able to open up our eyes and be much and get the more perspective, you're able to deal with those problems much more easily. And last one is emotional drain. A lot of times that survival mode, people have uncertainty, lack of clarity, builds a lot of emotional drainage. And its emotions, those all get drained and drained and drained. And because of that drainage, people lose energy, people lose beliefs, people lose hope, and because of that, it's a lot of times people stay in survival for a long, long time, rather than really find a way how to get guidance, how to get clarity, how to get energy, and really find opportunities how you're able to really find what energizes. Because when I believe in energy, I believe in always looking for ways how to get energy, and when we're able to really focus on energy elevating activities, we have more energy to pursue things. And at the same time, if we do not have role model, first thing that we potentially could do is find a role model. For me, it really helps me all the time looking for people who are able to help with one certain area that I have problem with. Because when you're able to do so, when you find a guide, when you hire a mentor, and have a coach is able to give steps that you're able to take to move yourself forward from survival mode, maybe in one aspect of your life. Because a lot of times it's not that all your life is survival. It could be that one area of life is in survival mode and all other areas in striving mode. So what areas of your life is not where it's supposed to be? Maybe you are in survival mode. Maybe you're focusing on immediate things rather than long-term things. Maybe be able to start really pursuing something. Okay, what we're able to do to move outside of survival mode, that we could start thinking what I'm able to do in the future. Because vision is a beautiful thing. Because vision requires you to ask question, who you need to become. Who you need to become that you could pursue this vision. And who you need to be to pursue this vision. And not compare yourself who you are now for the vision, but you need to compare who you need to become with the vision. And then, of course, you will have more ability, more hope, more belief to pursue, to get out of survival mode and start putting yourself into striving mode. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.